Okay, let's be real for a second. Have you ever promised yourself you're going to start a new habit only to watch it completely fizzle out a few weeks later? Yeah, you are not alone. Today, we're diving into the work of Stanford behavior scientist BJ Fogg, and we're going to figure out why that happens and what the science says about making changes that actually stick. We've all been there. It's New Year's Day, you're fired up, you're gonna go to the gym every day, you're finally gonna learn that language. Your motivation is through the roof for like a week. And then, life happens, and boom, you're right back where you started, feeling kind of guilty. But what if the problem isn't your willpower? What if the problem isn't you at all? So, according to Dr. Fogg, the reason we fail has almost nothing to do with being lazy or unmotivated. Nope, it's all about the design of the habit. See, we're taught to go big or go home, right? But it turns out trying to make these giant leaps is pretty much the fastest way to guarantee failure. So let's just start by busting the biggest myth in the entire world of behavior change. This idea that it's all about willpower and grit. Turns out, the real answer is so much simpler and, a lot more reliable. Dr. Fogg figured out that every single thing we do, from grabbing your phone to brushing your teeth, is controlled by this really elegant formula he calls B equals MAP. And once you get these three letters, you will never look at your own habits the same way again. All right, first up, we've got M for motivation. This one's pretty obvious. It's your desire to do the thing. It's that I really want to get fit feeling. It's also the one thing we tend to focus on the most, trying to pump it up all the time. Next in the formula is A for ability. This is just how easy or hard something is for you to do. And it's not just about, physical strength. It's about time, money, mental effort, basically anything the task demands from you. And finally, P is for prompt. This is the trigger, the little nudge that says, do this thing now. A prompt could be a notification, a sticky note, or even just feeling hungry. But here's the crucial part. Without a prompt, no behavior happens. I mean it. Ever. And here's how it all fits together. Think of it like a combination lock. For any behavior to happen, you need motivation, ability, and a prompt, all at the exact same moment. If even one of those is missing, the lock doesn't open. The behavior just doesn't happen. It's really that straightforward. So if we need all three, where should we focus our energy? Well, for years, we've been told to just find more motivation. But Fogg's research shows that we've been betting on completely the wrong horse this whole time. I mean, just look at the difference here. Motivation is like a huge wave. It feels amazing when it's high, but it's totally unpredictable. It comes and goes. Ability, on the other hand, well, that's something you can control. It's consistent. The big idea here is to stop trying to ride that unreliable motivation wave and just focus on making the behavior easier. I absolutely love this quote from Dr. Fogg because it just nails it, right? Motivation is fun when it shows up, but it's flaky. You can't depend on it for anything important. So why are we trusting it with our biggest personal goals? So the answer isn't more motivation, it's simplicity. The goal is to make the new behavior so easy it's almost funny. So instead of meditate for 20 minutes, it's meditate for one breath. Instead of floss all my teeth, you just floss one tooth. When you make it that simple, motivation just doesn't matter anymore. You've solved the ability part of the equation. Okay, so we've made the habit super tiny. That takes care of ability, which means we don't have to worry about motivation. But there's still a missing piece of the puzzle. How do we actually remember to do this tiny thing? Well, that's where prompts come in. So yeah, alarms and sticky notes can work sometimes, but the most powerful prompt by a long shot is what Fogg calls an anchor. This just means you attach your new tiny habit to something you already do every single day without fail, like brushing your teeth, making your coffee, or putting on your shoes. It's already a solid routine. And this brings us to the wonderfully simple tiny habit recipe. The formula is, after I do this thing I already do, I will do this new tiny thing. So for example, after I brush my teeth, I will do 2 push-ups. Or after my head hits the pillow, I will think of one good thing from my day. It's specific, it's easy, and it just slots right into your life. But hold on, there is one last ingredient, and it might be the most important one of all. And this right here. This is the secret sauce. This changes everything. It's not just about doing the habit. It's about what you feel in that split second right after you do it. This is a massive aha moment for most people. We've all heard that it takes, 21 days, 66 days of repetition to build a habit. Well, Fogg's research shows that's basically a myth.
What actually wires a behavior into our brain for the long haul isn't repetition, it's the emotion that we attach to it. So what's a celebration? It's just creating a positive feeling for yourself, on demand, the instant you finish your tiny habit. This doesn't have to be some big, awkward thing. It can be a little fist pump, a quiet smile, or just telling yourself, nice. That immediate good feeling, Fogg calls it shine. It's like a little shot of dopamine that tells your brain, hey, that felt good. Let's remember to do that again.
And this really gets to the core of the whole thing. For way too long, we've tried to change our habits by feeling bad, through guilt and shame when we mess up. But that's just not how our brains are wired. Real, lasting change happens when we feel good about what we're doing, no matter how tiny it seems. So you've got your tiny habit, your anchor, and your instant celebration. And I know what you might be thinking. 2 push-ups? Flossing 1 tooth? This sounds ridiculous. But this is where the magic really happens.
See, once that tiny habit is locked in, it starts to grow all by itself. You don't even have to force it. Those 2 push-ups naturally become 5, then 10. Flossing 1 tooth turns into flossing all of them. You start doing more because you actually want to. This feeling of success creates this amazing momentum that spills over into other parts of your life, too. So let's wrap this up. Here's your simple game plan. Number 1, forget willpower. Focus on designing the behavior instead. Number 2, make it tiny. So tiny it feels easy. Number 3, anchor it to something you already do every day. And number 4, and this is the big one, celebrate every little win immediately so your brain learns to love it.
Look, this isn't about struggling or forcing yourself. It's about smart design and feeling good. So the question is, what's it going to be for you? What is one tiny 30-second action you can anchor into your life starting today?